Hello everyone, this is LW Gaming and welcome to a new installment of Future Langrisser series. This time around we're going to take a look at the major updates that's going to be coming global in about 2 weeks from the time of recording. Today is August 13th. And the update we're going to look into is featuring Nymph and Tatalia. And this major update is going to be wild because there's a lot of things we're gonna look forward to. So let's take a look at what we got in store for the banners. So of course, the first week will be featuring the new heroes, featuring Nymph and Tatalia, running from August 24th all the way to September 20th. And of course, if you plan to summon on this banner, you can go for it. But if you're saving up, that's totally fine because they're not really a must-have. So if you wanted to know more about these characters, I recommend you watch Kong's Shoot Your Summon video whenever it's ready. And on the second week, we'll be featuring the radar banner featuring Leo Beck and Atakuto the Fourth. We haven't seen Atakuto on the banner ever since. I don't remember how long it was, but we haven't seen him for quite some time. But I'm glad that he is returning as a radar banner. The other banner is the Wish banner, like usual. Langrisser 1, 2, and 3 heroes. So if you're in the need of the old heroes that you missed previously, that banner is excellent for you to catch up. And that one run on August 31st all the way to September 13th. On week 3 is the Destiny banner featuring Towa, Illustrio, and Ashamar. And that banner is quite solid, so if you're still missing any of these characters so far, that banner is not bad to pick up. And of course, the other banner is yet again another Wish banner. This is for Langrisser 4 and 5. So again, if you're missing characters in the past, this banner is excellent to catch up. This will begin on September 7th all the way to September 20th. And then on the fourth week and final week of this update, we'll be featuring two Destiny banners, Werner, Helena, and Betty on one of them, and the other one is the classic returning of Liana, Luna, and Bozel. This will begin on September 14th all the way to September 27th. And keep in mind, all these banners are subject to change without notice. So take this as a predicted schedule rather than the actual scheduling because you know Zlong. They like to mix things around sometimes. All right, moving on to the next part, which is what events slash changes to expect. So first off, on the second week of the major update, Endless Voyage is coming back as a rerun event. So if you like the idea of getting random units with random abilities, then yeah, you're gonna like that mode quite a lot. Of course, each time when Endless Voyage runs, it will be slightly different when it comes to gimmick wise. And then let's talk about the changes that we'll be adding to the game. So castings overview will be added to hero page, which is quite nice because I noticed that some people actually asked for this in the feedback, and we're finally getting this in the game very soon. When the update goes live, and also SP and bond button will be separate, which is quite nice as well. And of course, that's the update of the new Covenant launching. I don't usually cover something like this, but I'm gonna throw that out there just in case if you are looking forward to the new Covenants. And the new Covenant this time is Loki. And I'm not sure if he's already in the game, but if he is, then I'll post an update with the comments whenever that time comes. All right, moving on is the new confession and exclusives. So we got two new exclusives as usual because every major update adds two new ones. So this time around we got one for Girl in the Shell and the other one for Lostum. The first one is for Girl in the Shell, which is the headwear, HP plus 10%. After taking action, if no damage has been dealt this turn, gain advanced learning, in plus 5%, and range plus 1 when using skills cannot be dispelled. After actively dealing damage once, this effect is consumed. So what happened here is that as long as you're not dealing damage, you get 5% more int as well as extra range when you're using a skill to attack. And also, after you use the attack, it goes away, rinse and repeat. And notably, that buff cannot be dispelled. So do not worry about that part. If you're losing that buff, you're not going to because it cannot be dispelled. Next up, we got Lostum, which is again headwear, HP and defense plus 5%. When activating the passive effect of Furious Gladiator, also gains critical hit rate plus 10%. Lasts for one turn. If this unit is on desert terrain, can activate the passive effect of Furious Gladiator. So yeah, basically, if he as long as he's standing in the desert terrain, he means business. Like like literally. If you ever see Loston with his exclusive, you better watch out. Okay, and finally the confession, which is mostly for cosmetic purposes. This one is for Z2 this time. So if you have already fully bonded Z2, like why wouldn't you? But anyways, it's just me. If you haven't had Z2 for a while, or you just got her from an off banner or the banner that you pulled previously, then yeah, you might be able to get there eventually, and you will be able to confess her in this update. So anyways, if you're able to confess her, then great. Next up, let's talk about the casting pattern skills coming to this update. So there are four new ones. One for Akka, one for Alpha, one for Serena, and one for Tsubame. The first one belongs to Akka, attack and int plus 5%. When the wolf soul dies, Akka gains damage dealt plus 10% for one turn. So yeah, if your wolf soul end up being sacrificed by whichever, Akka will deal 10% more damage for just one turn. So that's pretty helpful for Akka, just a tiny bit. Would it bring her back to the meta? Maybe, or maybe not, depending on how you're gonna use her. That is, because Akka's usage have gone pretty bad to the point where nobody is using her at this point. Well, at least at high level, you can still see her in low level plays in Apex, which some surprises might actually happen to you if you're not prepared. Next up, we got Alpha, attack and defense plus 5%, immune to passive silence, Edifice Blast, which is our 3C, the skill damage plus 10%. So with this casting skill, basically she'll be even tankier and also more dangerous when it comes to using her 3C. So yeah, she's not gonna be effective. Well, you cannot silence her passive anymore once she's fully casted. So be aware when you're fighting Alpha. Although I'm not saying Alpha is gonna be busted out there, it's just some little things you need to look out for if you end up fighting her as for some reason. But either way, Alpha really deserved this because her abilities are kind of weak, not gonna lie. But with this change, I could see that she can be a little bit helpful, at least for PPE. Next up, we got Serena. Oh yeah, before that, might be great in PvP, but only in the right box. Okay, moving on. Serena, HP and defense plus 5%. If an ally named Wheeler is on the map, unit counter range plus 1. So yeah, this is a very unique casting pattern skill. So unlike most of the cast patterns we got so far, this one rely on another character. So as you can see, Serena is actually the protector of Wheeler. So this makes sense in to most of the to the most extent. So what happens here is that if you have another character such as Wheeler, uh, Serena is going to be able to counterattack with one extra range. So yeah, Serena is going to be on crack when it comes to having Wheeler on the field. So yeah, Serena is going to be it's going to be really big for her. Like Serena's casting especially is going to be huge. And finally, we got Tsubame, attack and skill plus 5%. After using a skill and dealing damage to a target while possessing hide, the cooldown for that skill -3. So as long as Tsubame is hiding, she, and when you're using a skill, That cooldown it will be reduced by 3 afterwards, as long as she's hiding while using it. So yeah, this is a good change for her because Tsubame used to be great out there in PvP, but her usage dropped unfortunately because of many other units outclassed her. Like I believe Himiko already outclassed her, but then Himiko already had made the same fate because nobody uses her anymore. I'm afraid, but I don't know. Some people might still use her, but not by a lot. And also, before we go, let's talk about what is going to be coming after this update. So the next update after Nymph and Tatalia update will be to Tomurk and Elise major updates. So yeah, at first when I heard about these two units from the Chinese news, I was a little strange. I find it a little strange at first when it comes to Tomurk, because in case you guys didn't know, her name was almost sound like Tormilk, which is kind of weird to me because I try my best not to laugh about that because honestly that's the strangest name I ever heard when she was first introduced into like the Chinese sneak peek kind of website. Anyways, that's it for this video. Hope you all find this video informative and see you all next time.